All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Conan Barbarian, issue number 7 from Titan Comics, covered by Alex Horley, by Jeff Subb, Doug Braithwaite, and this is the colors, by the way. We're going to find out who this guy is. I'm really liking this. It's not a big surprise that I'm, like this sword and sandal kind of type comics. But I must say, Titan Comics, I said it a lot, but they really nailed the character. Jim does, Jim's up. But I'm very happy that we have a good, solid Conan book again, just like in the Marvel days. And some of was it the IDW? No, it's not IDW. I believe, oh man, the other company who does Vampirella and Jesus, that. There was a good couple of Conan books as well. Maybe one I'm gonna tackle that a little bit later, and then I can do some Conan books from another company, right? Damn it, I had a tip of my tongue. That's the problem with getting old. Sometimes you want to tell it, and then what was the question again? Exactly like that. Anyway, without further ado, Dynamite. Yes, Dynamite. I know it. Without further ado, let's dive in. So we have Conan here with BELIT, and this is a flashback, of course, when they got some gold, because they, raid some camp or killed some other pirates, I don't know. And and Conan calls this junk along with the, pretty baubles. She says, junk, do these things not please you? Are they not beautiful as I am, she says. They are a fine object, crafted to impress, but carry none of your style of spirit. She says, well said. A different answer may have cost you your life. And yet, I could still take it in an instant. Conan is surprised. And she said, what's the matter, Lion? Do you not trust me? Of course, he's not having it. And then, oh, I see. Perhaps you'll take my life instead. And Conan says, stop with this talking about death and dying. And she says, this is no prayer. This is a promise, an unbreakable pact painted in bright blood and moonlight. We shall live this life full-throated and fearless. And when we die, even the gods shall gasp at the loss. Now, back to reality. Conan is getting a dagger in his back because he was sleeping, right? And he had some fun time with his companion, his ally, a friend. Because, he was in the Thieves Guild. See last issue, by the way. Chandra. But Chandra is normally very talkative, or talkative, is that how I say it? But now quiet. And she is jumping at him again. And he says, what are you doing? And then she's also pretty strong. Look at this. Real cool action. What's happening to her? So this guy comes in and he says, take this damn lover quarrel of yours somewhere else. But then this guy is getting his tongue cut off, right? But then Conan comes in, right? Conan has fought woman before, though it pained him to do so. A blade is no less sharp, whoever the wielder, but there is no duel of deft. Bit of swordplay here. With stone-like fist and somber fury, he must stop this thing, stop it from killing him or anyone else. And by doing this, he kills his, once upon a time, companion friend, Chandra. And he also sees then the face of BELIT. Oh, I see. Perhaps you'll take my life instead. And he says, damn it all. Later, he has put on some clothes, and this guy comes in and he says, what's this ruckus? And he says, I'm not sure. It's been a murder. And this guy's accusing him. But, Conan is not having it because he's still distraught of what happened. He wants to almost kill him, but he doesn't do it. Not until he finds the source of this foul sorcery. So he is wandering the streets of Shahizar the Wicked. That's the name, I guess. And then he sees this lady of pleasure, and then because maybe the perfume or the trick of light elicits more unwanted memories. It looks good, man. But now it twists and debases them as well because of, what he did. I like it that it has consequences, right? It does do something to him instead of, being totally ignorant and no feelings at all. Now, I must say, I could be wrong, but, the Marvel comics, Conan comics was more like, he was more stoic. He could put his feelings more aside, but this version of Conan gives in a more, let's say, human side, I guess. More vulnerable. I'm not sure that's the word I'm looking for, but he's more distraught and surprised, and he's not the cold, stone-faced Conan from Marvel. I mean, he had some feelings, back in the day, but he was more not written like someone that is, doing this, or needs to hold his own. Well, there's a reason for that, because an unknown force says the Conan can feel the threads of his mind being tugged in direction he must not venture. Time slipped through the Cimmerian stringers, but at last he finds a flash of the familiar. So he is the den of thieves, called the Glory Hounds. So he pushes the secret button that goes to the lair, because he wants to warn the others of, what happened, right? But then he sees a pool of blood, and when he opens the door, everyone in the guild is gone, killed. Now, coming back to the art, I said in a previous issue, or maybe the issue before that, Doug Braithwaite is a very good artist, although I don't know, he's not my favorite artist, but he's a good artist. The only thing that I think is lacking, but it's more like personal preference, I think, is a nice, big, solid black outlines, around the arts, Probably it misses an inker, so we have some solid black, sharp lines, because sometimes it could be me, maybe the arts, maybe in combination of the colors, seems a little bit, well, it's not really unfinished, but more wobbly or unfocused. I'm not sure what the word, but it misses some other details, and I think a heavy black line around the art could help with that. Again, personal preference. So these are the guys that also was in the guild, and helped him in the mission in the last issue, right? It's Kamal and Gref, but they seems possessed, and they have killed the rest of the thieves then. Or the Thieves Guild, I mean. Conan knows this, and he's preparing for combat. And the combat looks great. Conan attacks with speed and ferocity of a Cimmerian born. He knows anything less may mean his end. The Cimmerian hopes he heals something in return, some sort of response to prove there is intelligence behind such woeful carnage. But Kamal's only reply is a fist that strikes like an iron hammer. Nice, looks good. Conan looks surprised, but he's getting almost attacked by, what's his name again? Sorry, Kamal and, Gref. Now look at this. I like this body language, he's pulling all his weights, ramming down the ground, almost hitting Conan, right? But it seems that Gref is also very, very fast, and he blocks basically Conan's attack. If weapons will not suffice, then bodies must be broken. Crom breathed souls of steel into his children when they arrived as screaming babies under stormy skies. The god of the mountain made them solid as stone and twice as stubborn. When survival is at stake, a Cimmerian warrior will do whatever must be done for as long as they live. Right, so he's gutting this guy open, but then the other one comes in, but then Conan turns around, cuts off the legs, and while the body's toppling forwards, he chops off his head. It looks great, man. So yeah, for all my quote-unquote criticisms of Doug's art, he can do very well great panels and kinetic poses, etc. And he brings some, what's the word, gravitas or gruesome gravitas to his work. I like that. I like the body language, if you will. But then it's over. Or is it? A voice says, even stronger than we suspected. Strong in spirit and swords. Uh-oh. We wondered if you could be more than just a warrior. And you are. Worthy. So all of the dead bodies are rising. But then the spirits leave these carcasses and they say, worthy of our power, worthy of our master's mission. And by saying that, they enter Conan. But then it all goes black and Conan thinks he's dying. A commanding voice, hollow and cold, now echoes in the Cimmerian's mind, just as surely as it steers his limbs out of conscious control. And then the voice says, yes. The one of vigor and great violence. He shall be a worthy weapon for Master Thulzadoom. That leads us to the next issue. Isn't this cool? It looks great. He looks like a zombie, man. Like I said, body language, it tells a lot. You know, it's visual storytelling. Looks great. I'm stoked for the next issue. This is something else, by the way, but, you know, great cover. So, yeah. Also, I want to give a shout out. Well, not a shout out, more highlight. The paper stock is very good, too. We have a very thick, or a nice thick cover, and we have very smooth. Well, it's not really silky, but it's very smooth paper. Also, a little bit thicker. So I like it when they also give a little bit more care about the product itself, except for the art, you know, and the colors and the, you know, writing. You know, this is basically the complete package. You cannot go wrong with this Conan series, as far as I know. So yeah, 7 issues in. I know there is way more. I'm catching up. So guys, let me know when it comes what you think about this. I think this is great. And yeah. I'll see you next time.